Yes, take down the CCP. Welcome back. Yeah, here's Harry 1310. Hi, welcome here.
Oh, I'm so glad to be here. I just heard about your organization just yesterday, and I'm quite glad that I found out more information about it.
And tell us what's your name and where you're from. As you are graduate students now in America.
Correct. I'm currently a graduate student at the University of Wisconsin Green Bay. I also have a full time job, but I'm originally from the Federation of Malaysia. I have a very interesting background. My dad is an American from upstate New York, but my mother is Malaysian Chinese from the city of Georgetown. I grew up in Georgetown as well. I grew up very Chinese, actually. My mother sent me to a Chinese school for most of my life. I speak Mandarin as a co-first language with English. Yes, I have I guess I have a unique experience in that I have a glimpse of Chinese culture in Malaysia as well as in Singapore, absent communist influence from the CCP or the Cultural Revolution.
Right, right. So how is Maryland now?
Right now, yes, what's happening in mainland China, at least from what I've seen in the news, seems very concerning. I definitely do think there is a difference between the CCP and China itself. The CCP is not necessarily synonymous with Chinese civilization. My mom was actually old enough so that when she was in school, she actually grew up on traditional Chinese characters when she went to Chinese school. Sadly, when I was growing up, the embassy in Malaysia had already changed to Beijing, so I grew up on simplified characters, and I definitely regret not learning traditional characters growing up from my mother. And yes, I do think that there's this saying, 中华文化5000年, and I don't think that the CCP or any sort of puppet government, especially since the fall of the Ming Dynasty, can say that they're representative of Chinese civilization. They're simply a tool used to take advantage of the Han Chinese people for their own benefit, and I do think that's quite an unfortunate turn of events.
Right, yes, right. The Chinese culture, they have 5,000 beautiful, yes, history, and we're glad that still have that culture being protected very well in Taiwan. But now Xi Jinping wants to invade Taiwan, like Putin invading Ukraine. It's very dangerous.
Yes, unfortunately, I think that Taiwan is a lot more prepared than Ukraine is for any sort of potential invasion. However, I also think that means the CCP will probably use other means to try to subvert Taiwan from within. I think I know they're trying to buy up politicians, businessmen to try to make them basically lackeys of the CCP. I know that has happened in Hong Kong with especially Li Ka-shing. That was quite unfortunate when I heard about it. So I definitely am worried that the same thing is going to happen to Taiwan. And I think the Taiwanese people need to be, especially Tsai Ing-wen, she needs to be very diligent about those sorts of things that are happening in Taiwan.
And Mao Zedong, he's a founder of the Federation of China, and he keep telling people that many politicians in Taiwan being bought by CCP. They use their BGY plans to infiltrate the country.
Yes, I think that's quite and the thing is, the CCP is basically doing this out of their own self-interest, which is something that's very understandable. They seem to be behaving in what's called a realpolitik fashion when they're dealing with geopolitical stuff. They tend to just want to come in, invest in your country, and basically buy it up. I see that happening a lot in parts of Southeast Asia, especially Burma, Laos, and Cambodia. I definitely, the situation is getting really bad in Sri Lanka, partly because of all the debt they've accumulated from the CCP. I think it's very unfortunate that that is happening, but at the same time, I understand that the CCP is basically trying to look out for itself, which is understandable. But what I would like to see is other people stand up for themselves and their own people and push back against the CCP's efforts.
Yes, yes. Here we got many supporters. We got 600 million supporters. Yes, most of them are from mainland China, and many of them are inside CCP. They give us intelligence. They give Mao Zedong intelligence of what Xi Jinping want to do next step, what they want to do to Taiwan. So, yes, we are changing the world now. So.
Oh, I'm very glad to hear that because up till yesterday, I thought, Well, the CCP is just going to continue to tighten their grip, use AI programs to try to basically oppress the Chinese people from now until the end of time. And because they're so effective, they might be able to actually be successful in that. But now hearing that there's so much support for an alternative to the CCP in mainland China itself, it gives me quite a bit of hope that real, proper Chinese civilization will be able to be revived.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much, come here. At the last minutes, would you mind using Mandarin to speak, to say what you want to say to Chinese dissidents?
是大家好，各位同胞，我感觉到很高兴，听到你们有这么多的支持，我很希望中华文化可以再出生在中国，多谢你们。
Thank you，谢谢。
谢谢。